The Love Chronicles is a podcast that aims to highlight and empower women, especially women of color. My name is Randi Love, and I'm your host. I am also a fiction author and a sort of journalist. I say sort of because I stepped out of the world of media almost 2 years ago and have slowly been finding my way back into that realm. With this podcast, I aim to do quite a few things. But before we get into all of that, let me tell you a little bit more about myself. Welcome to Season 1, Episode 1 of The Love Chronicles. Some might describe me as a bumbling girl walking through life trying to figure out exactly where she fits in. But that doesn't describe me well. I'd rather say I'm a curious woman who has so much to give that she doesn't know exactly where to start to share it with everyone. I've had a strong connection to words and what they mean to me, as well as how they affect others, for quite some time now. I have wanted to use my words and those of the people around me to bring awareness of situations in life that may have otherwise stayed hidden in the shadows had I not breached the subject and found my unique way to shine light on it. I've glided in and out of so many ideas, of educations, of schools, of friendships, of various opportunities, looking for ways to do just what I aim to do with this podcast. Now, while we're talking about me, I'm about to take it a little further back. I'm gonna go back to my high school days for a minute to let y'all get a little bit of a better understanding about me. So I used to interview people for the sports section of our student newspaper when I was in high school. I spent so much time observing the athletes as they practiced, or even more time talking to them, that it would drive my teacher insane. This man hated when I left the classroom. He hated it so much that I don't even think hate is the right word to describe it. But I wanted to tell a story that could accurately convey the passion that I saw in each of those people as I watched them on the court, or in the pool, or on the track, or on the field. I knew we were just teenagers back then, but I wanted to do something that meant something. It wasn't just their athleticism. They cared about their education. They wanted to make something of themselves. They wanted to prove that we weren't just some kids from the hood. We weren't just some projects in LA. We were somebody, and we were going to make it someday. And I wanted to figure out a way to help them achieve that, even though it was just a school newspaper. The problem was, my teacher saw the newspaper as nothing more than just a class. It was just an elective, and he made me feel like it was not something that I should even care about. And for a while, my desire toward anything journalism related waned. It was bad. I just didn't even like to look at the news. I didn't like to pay attention to the world because he made me feel like it wasn't important. It was just a phase. And then I realized that man does not have control over me, my destiny, or my thoughts. I found myself still drawn to interviewing people and finding ways to find out what made them tick. I wanted to help people share their stories, their contributions, and their little slice of life. Throughout college, I ended up in sociology and researching various topics that allowed me to speak to people for various different reasons. And somehow, some way, I ended up right back in journalism. No complaints though, let me tell you. I know this is where I'm supposed to be. I also believe that life took the unexpected twists and turns that I have had to deal with just so I could become an author and share fictional lives as well. And yes, I know that sounds weird because while the stories aren't based on real situations or even real people, the lessons that they learn can and should be applied to real life situations. 9 times out of 10, a work of fiction is just a story that has not happened yet. Am I right? All right. Enough about me and what I love to do. It's time to get back to highlighting what others are out here doing. With this podcast, I aim to highlight the women out here being their authentic selves, serving up all the ways to embrace what they love to do, why they do it, and how they do it. Plus, most women in their respective fields, by the virtue of doing what they are doing, are uplifting other people in the process. And I want to highlight those people and show that they care about their community about what is happening in the world and how to make a difference, even if it starts small. So, allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Randi, and this is the Love Chronicles. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay you.